Super cool radio.
Hello, everyone. I am Matthew Thomas coming at you live from Motoblot here at the Cobra Lounge in Chicago, Illinois. Have a great guest with me at this time. She will be performing live. Her set starts at 10:30 at the Cobra Lounge, so please, if you do have time, please come down. She is a badass rocker. Please welcome Suzi Moon.
Hi, Matthew. Thank you for having me.
And thank you so much. It's actually my first time seeing you live tonight.
No, how cool.
I know. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Now, is this your first show for the weekend?
No, actually, we were in Dayton, Ohio last night. Yeah, we played with our buddies Raging Nathans at Blind Bob's, and that was our first time playing Dayton. And we had a
Nice.
great fucking show last night. And we haven't played together since we got off our last tour. So we haven't played together since like May 15th. And it's like, you never really know. It's almost like just starting a band all over again, your first show back. And we sounded good, and I had a great show. So I'm excited to play tonight.
I hope you continue that good luck and energy into tonight. I know you got a run of shows. I know you'll be back in Ohio tomorrow, actually, for another show.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk about tonight since you were talking about getting back into playing shows this weekend. How do you mentally get prepared for a show?
God, I've just been playing music for so long. It's second nature to me. It's really like it's a job, and it's the best job in the whole wide world. So I actually, before I go on stage, I physically clock in, and I go through the motions of like I'm clocking in for my shift, and I have got a couple like little things I repeat to myself, private things that I repeat to myself to get in the zone. But I mean, there are so many elements, even just being with your band for a few hours before the show gets you into like band mode. You're cracking band jokes, the whole process of putting on my makeup and my outfits, then I start to feel like a superhero. But the nerves are gone nowadays. I still get like butterflies because I'm excited, but I if I ever feel like super nervous or something like about a big show, it's like just got to remind myself like I know what I'm doing, and it's supposed to be fun. You're not supposed to be stressed out, this is all fun, and punk rock is wabi sabi, it's imperfectly perfect. And even if a little thing goes wrong here or there, whenever, it's like just have a good time and don't stress too much, and at the end of the day, I'm just really grateful that I get to do what I love.
I liked everything you said. I really did. Because yes, music should be fun. It shouldn't be stressful. If it is, then something's not right.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we practice, we take it seriously, but we're a band of friends who love making music, and that's it. Like we're playing together, and there's something really magical that happens when you're making sounds, loud noises with your crew, and that magic should override any kind of fears you have, and just having a little confidence in yourself, even if you have to fake it, if it's a really big show or something, just fake it till you fucking make it, and get out there and look at your crew, and be like, we're all experiencing this together. And if you could just kind of mentally take yourself back to a rehearsal room, where there's like no pressure, and you're just having a good time, that helps.
Oh, definitely, especially having a good crew with you, as I know you do. I think that really helps and probably boosts the confidence as well, because you're with these awesome people. And yeah, like I know I've gone into situations where like confidence might be a little shaky, like doing something like this where I've never really covered a music festival. But I was like, all the interviews I've done and everything, I'm like, we're gonna make it work. Like it's gonna happen. And now we're here.
Yeah.
Now I'm hanging out with you.
Right? How cool.
See?
You did it. And sometimes you just have to take that first step, like even if you're not 100% mentally like, I'm ready. If you keep waiting to be ready, you'll never fucking be ready. And that's with anything new that you start, whether it's creative or whatever, just taking the first step and then figuring out the rest when you get there.
And confidence is a big key. I definitely noticed lately, like just everything I'm doing, just the confidence just builds and builds and builds. Probably very similar with you, since obviously you've been doing music for a while. So just that getting that.
Eons. I'm like 65 in punk years.
That's a good. I might have to steal that.
Yeah. Well, it's just like dog years, It's like however old you are, you're basically double that in punk years.
So you multiply by 7.
Something like that.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good. But also for you, since we are talking about your live show, do you have a particular song you like performing live?
Oh, of my own songs?
I
love all my children equally. It really it depends, because some nights one song just stands out to you for whatever reason, and every single show is different no matter how many times you rehearse it. Or what I've been trying to do now is actually have less of like a preconceived notion of how the show is going to go, and not try to like plan, I'm going to do this at this moment or that or whatever, and just really like let the spirit of rock and roll shine through me, because as like a vessel, and like that helps me be less anxious too, because whatever happens is fine. Like, it's not supposed to be perfect. It's not supposed to be rehearsed, anytime I try too hard to do a thing that I was like, well, that was really cool last week, when we were in Vegas or something. If I try to do the same thing again, like it feels forced, and then it takes me out of the zone, and then I lose the groove, I do have a really good time performing Animal, which is the title track for the last EP that came out. That's the only song in the set where I don't play guitar, and I just kind of saunter around the crowd and the stage and stuff. So that's just different for me, because I'm usually up there just nonstop guitar, vocals, so it's cool to do something a little bit different, but I love my songs, and I love playing them with my band. So
I know it's sometimes a tricky question to ask. I know a lot of people, like they really love their art, so like picking a song. That's why I'm the interviewer. I don't have to answer these questions,
right?
Even though people have flipped questions on me before, so you always can expect that.
Well, we're still going. There's still time.
This is more performance based, so we'll find out. I do got a few good questions in there later on, but is it nice to have a nice, like, for Animal to not play guitar, like break up a little bit of your set and just be in the crowd? Because I heard you have a wireless mic, so.
I do have a wireless mic, and I'm not afraid to use it. It's fun for me. Just it's an extension of, the performance that I get to vary, my shit, and like just use my body differently and express myself, and, find random things around that might become a prop, but it really just depends. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to know what I'm going to do, and it's really, I don't ever want to be so far away from the band that it takes the focus off of the group, like it's called Suzi Moon, but we are a unit, and I'm only as strong as my band, and I want them to feel supported as well, so yeah, and every room is different. Every venue you play is different. So I might be like, oh, I want to do this tonight, and then I get there, I'm like, room doesn't look right. Like, I gotta like change kind of where I'm going, what I'm doing based on what the venue looks like,
And I think that's cool, because it gives everyone who's seen you at all the venues you've performed at, it's going to be different, because it's, every venue is different. Not every venue looks the same. So, and plus you don't even know what you're going to do. So
who the fuck knows? I don't know.
Exactly. That's why, to find out what she does, you got to come down to Motoblot at the Cobra Lounge tonight.
Yeah, come on down.
But I do want to talk about, because big news for you, you'll be traveling to Europe.
2 weeks. 2 weeks from like today.
Some would say July. So coming up very soon. Have you performed in Europe before?
This is going to be like my 8th or 9th tour of Europe. Yeah. Not with the Suzi Moon band because our band has only been together for, we're coming up on like our 1 year anniversary basically of the 4 of us playing together. I had written a lot of the songs that are in the set and that are on the EPs prior to even meeting my bandmates. Because I'm always writing, and I knew when the last project I was in kind of just imploded, but now I see that it was for the right purpose. I was like, shit, I've got all these songs. I want to record. I want to do something. I was not like, it's going to be Suzi Moon solo. I was just like, I just want to get these songs out of my system so I can move on with my life, And then it kind of just happened that I met the right people, and Pirates Press Records were like, well, do you want to do something? Do you have anything ready to go? And I'm like, I actually do. And I guess we could call it Suzi Moon because it's me and I want to do something different. And then here we are a year later, and we're going to Europe in 2 weeks, and we're playing a bunch of fucking massive festivals. And my bandmates have never been to Europe before, so that's going to be exciting for me is to watch them experience it for the first time. And we have a full-length record that's coming out in September. Actually, I've the artwork's done. It's printed, literally, like everything's printed. I've heard the test pressing back, like the record's done. So that's all happening, and I'm in the process of editing the music video for the first single. And right before you got here, I was backstage working on the tour poster for the European tour. I do a lot of the editing, posters, artwork, photo shoots, stuff like that myself. Not only because I have a vision for how I want things to be, like from start to finish, like I know exactly how I want to present this band, but also it cuts down on costs. And we're still a DIY band, and I cannot be shelling out money left and right for designs and editing and shit like that. So these are a lot of skills that I've had to teach myself over the years, just so I'm not fucking in the red all the time. And it's easy for bands to be in the red all the time, despite what it might look like on Instagram. Okay, it's a fucking tough game. It's a business, and we're trying to be profitable, but it's a slow climb.
It definitely, honestly, what you said kind of really relates to what I do because, like, I can't afford either to, pay people like this whole setup. I mean, obviously you don't see anything because, well, you're watching it, but
It's a very nice DIY setup, though. I will say that. I'm impressed.
thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
And
But
it works.
see, exactly.
Yeah. Doesn't need to be fancy, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's all about. It doesn't matter what the setup looks like, as long as it works.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. But kind of like with me, like I don't have a crew with me. Like I can't afford at this stage. Like maybe one day it'd be nice. But I do everything myself, and I've had to teach myself what phantom power on a mics and make sure you turn them on.
Totally. Yeah.
With
And look, that's an investment. Those pieces, that piece, every little thing, your microphones, these are all investments into your business, and
Yep.
a lot of times people don't really piece that stuff together. Every time I make t-shirts, I owe somebody money for t-shirts, and I have to sell those t-shirts at a slight increase so I can make back just enough to pay back the people who made my t-shirts so I can make more t-shirts. It's like a never ending thing. Like, it's a really small margin, and we're just trying to skate by basically and keep doing the damn thing.
I think a lot of people look at like you on stage and you performing, but I don't know unless they're like other musicians or people in the music industry how much actual work goes into everything. Like for you, you said you're editing all the videos, you're making the designs. Obviously, you guys are touring, so getting place to place as well. So there's a lot instead of just going on stage and performing. There's so much.
Yeah, or looking really cute in Instagram pictures. It's a lot of fucking work. It's like a 24-hour full-time job. The ringer is always on, and I'm constantly checking emails and approving things. Everything's got to go through me, even though I've got an amazing band, an amazing team, and a booking agent now who's super helpful, and really great people. And that's the goal, right? You want to build this tribe around you to like lighten the load. And in theory, everybody wins at the end of the day. Like hopefully everybody takes home like a little something, to make it worth their time. I would do it anyway, but like having those people on my team is huge, and I'm so thankful for them. And it's taken years to find these people who help make the Suzi Moon ship run, and I'm nothing without these people. But yeah, it's a lot of work, but also it's the kind of work I love to do, and I'm really grateful.
Yeah, to me, as long as you're having fun and like you enjoy what you do, then it's not really work at that point.
Yeah.
But it's kind of similar, like with we were talking about a few minutes earlier about having the right band with you, having the right kind of team and crew behind the scenes helps that you don't have to focus as much on everything. You can focus more on the art, on the art, the music, and not have to do as much and take time away from that.
Oh yeah, I've had people be like, "So, have you written any new songs lately?" And it's like, dude, I haven't had time to write new songs. Like, I haven't written a new song since pretty much the Animal song, which would have been December 2020 is when I wrote that song. I don't have like time to pick up my guitar in between everything else that we're doing. I would love to just sit around and play my guitar and like write songs, but like there's like something to plan, something to book, hotels, rentals, fucking everything. Like, but it's okay because I do believe that with songwriting, you have to like live these spaces in between, in order to like accumulate experiences to talk about, and so all of this right now is just like the real life portion of the songwriting. I'm like living the things right now that are going to influence the next stories that I tell. So there's like an ebb and flow to the whole process, and I don't try to force songs out of me. Every once in a while, a little melody or lyrics will pop into my head, and I'll like immediately record it, and then I won't look at it again for like 8 months, or 10 months, or 12 months, or whatever. Until I've got time to breathe and like sit down and really spend time like crafting songs. But yeah.
No, I definitely feel you, especially like there, and plus not even just like the business side. There's also like your personal life as well. So like, there's the balance of everything is like you have to be in balance. That way you can be at your best. And
Totally.
sometimes I'm still poor at that, but I'm working on it.
Well, a friend of mine who is a very accomplished musician, producer, just hell of a fucking guy who like a lot of output, right? Like a lot for a career, like just seems like constantly, right? And he told me like you need to focus on the input too. Like that's a really important. You cannot do the output unless you give yourself input time, So it's like if it's fucking Pilates, if it's going for a run, if it's just sleeping for 14 hours, like I like to do, every like couple of months, I'll be like, phones off, sleeping all day, just staying in bed. I'm not getting out of bed. I'm not fucking talking to anybody, and I'll feel guilty for that one day out of so much time, but it's like, that's how I get it, exercise is really helpful too, but it's like, you got to have that fucking balance.
Yeah, you can.
We're sharing a dressing room with the Vaudets, who are incredible and beautiful and glorious, and I cannot wait to see them perform. But you are not a Vaudet, are you?
I'm not.
Yeah, but you're a photographer. You're important too. Yeah. There's a lot of really badass chicks at this festival. I gotta say that. So thanks, Motoblot, for bringing a lot of badass women onto this show.
That's right. Like they really stacked the show with like awesome women as well, just killer bands. They got the Vaudets, which are performing 3 sets, 2 tonight and tomorrow as well. Plus they're part of the vintage bikini bike wash on Sunday.
How cool is that?
Yeah, like they're awesome.
Can I hang out? I want to wash bikes with you guys in my bikini. That sounds really fun.
I know you got some great shows this weekend, but
do.
it would be cool. Like,
Maybe next year.
for sure. Now, as I'm kind of wrapping this up, obviously you're going to be performing coming up very soon because we've been talking for 20 minutes.
Went by very quickly.
Hey, that's the goal here on Super Cool Radio.
Fun.
It's all about having
A
fun.
good time.
Actually, sorry. I actually have 2 questions. I lied. I'm sorry. You did talk about the full length. I know you are working on that. Can you give any kind of hints right now about the full length? You don't have to, but
Oh no, I am free and clear to spill all of the beans on the full length. Yeah, the title is Dumb and in Love. And the release date is September 23rd on Pirates Press Records. It is a 10-song full length recorded in Long Beach, California, where I grew up. It's the last thing I recorded in LA before I left California for what might be forever, to move to the East Coast to actually start this band. So that the record was recorded before Call the Shots, before Animal, before I even knew that I was doing this. I just wanted to get these songs out, and my buddy Davey Warsop, who's in a band called Sharp Shock, he's worked with Bad Cop, Face to Face. He's just a great producer and friend of mine. We had been talking for years about doing a record together. There's a lot of mutual respect there, you know, and I was like, fuck, you know, Davey, I'm leaving California and I have all these songs and I just don't feel like I want to take those songs with me to the East Coast. They're very California sounding songs, you know? And he's like, well, I've got some time. Like, why don't we lay down this record, you know? And I was like, cool, I'll put it on Bandcamp. Nobody cares. And this was in fucking August of 2020, okay? And so we go in the studio. We've got like 5 days to do 10 songs, and I was like, we can totally pull it off. It's not a big deal. You know, turns out we just finished this record in March of 2022. So it has been an ongoing me flying back to LA, finishing this, redoing that. You know, I was joking that it was the record that wouldn't die. You know, I'm just like, get this fucking record out. Like, I'm so, you know, and luckily Pirates Press Records were like, well, what else do you got? And I that would call the shots. And I was like, well, take these and it'll buy us some time. And no one's going to buy a full length off of a new artist that they haven't heard before. So it's like, EPs are a good introduction, you know? And then it was like, so is the full length ready? And I'm like, no, actually, we're going to re-record 2 songs from scratch in a different key and change the tempo because it's my full length and it has to be perfect. And now that there's something behind it and a real label behind it, I was like, okay. So then I wrote the songs for Animal, you know, so we like got in the studio last summer, recorded those, and that was like, okay, we're buying some time, right? Which works out really well because Call the Shots and Animal, they're very complementary. They really do complete like a chapter, you know, of like my life. But it's weird because we're going back in time for Dumb In Luv, but they're very, it's core Suzi Moon. Like it is me, you know, just fucking, I'm so proud of this record. And it sounds like it was baked in the California sunshine. You know, they are very classic California punk rock songs. And I think anyone who listens to this is going to get a very clear idea about what kind of songwriter I am and what kind of person I am. And so, yeah, it's finally coming out. Oh, my God, after like 1 billion years. Woo!
Well, I will say before I say what I got to say, but I definitely love the both EPs you put out.
Thank you.
They're both badass with both of them. I was listening to the EP Animal last night, writing my notes that I
Awesome.
didn't really look at. But
Okay.
yeah,
We're winging it, and we're
Yeah.
doing a great job.
exactly. And we're live. So
And anybody who comes to the show tonight is going to hear a lot of the songs off of Dumb In Luv because we've been playing them, you know? So sneak preview here at Cobra Lounge tonight for Motoblot.
and that's why you got to come down here. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this live. But how does it feel to have a release date and going to release the album in September? How does it make you feel that you finally are going to release this?
It feels like relief, sweet relief, you know? It really is the record I've been working towards my entire life, you know? Like, because when I got started playing music, I was playing in my older sister's band, Civette, and I was kind of like the sidekick, you know? Granted, there was such an amazing experience for me, but over the years I've found my voice, you know, and there is a lot of anxiety that comes with putting your name, Suzi Moon, out there because I'm the only one people are going to talk shit on, you know, like my
That's a good
bass player
point.
is fine. He's fine. Like nobody fucking like is going to be like, it's your fault, you know, it's my fault. But I'm also, I don't give a fuck because I'm very confident about it and it's going to find its audience or it's not. but I did the thing that feels right to me, and the songs are my songs, and I'm proud of them, and they're my little song babies, and the response to the songs live has been great. We've been playing them live for like a year, so they've been out there in some form, but yeah, just like I am proud of myself because 12-year-old Susie never thought that 33-year-old Susie would actually be here doing exactly what she said she was going to be doing. And I'm doing it my way, and I'm just happy that I followed through with my dream and didn't give up, and kept fucking going for it because I couldn't have envisioned that things would be as good as they are today, so I am fucking thankful.
That's right. And just the amount of work and effort and everything, like, it is a grind, but now that you're here and you're enjoying what you're doing, which I think it's a very, very big part, as we kind of discussed earlier. You have to enjoy what you're doing and to be actually more happy and more, not surprised, but just where you are right now, that you're very happy. I think that's very important with everything, because you know that you're doing it your way and you're having fun. And what more could you ask for?
I'm the luckiest girl in the world, really. Like, this is the dream that I've been dreaming of my entire life. So I'm just trying to soak it up, baby.
Well, I hope many years of living that dream. I can't wait for the new album when it officially drops in September. And I actually get to hear all of it tonight, too.
Yes, you do. And the first single is the title track, Dumb In Luv, which we're playing tonight. So you'll get to hear that. And it's going to be the first single, and it's dropping on July 18th. So you don't have to wait that long for the brand new video and the first track to be dropped.
So you got a music video and new single on July 18th.
Woohoo!
That's badass.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait for all that. I can't wait to actually hang out and rock out with you tonight.
Fuck yeah, Matthew.
Motoblot's still going on, and
Vroom.
Suzi Moon takes the stage at 10:30.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me here on Super Cool Radio. Live, first actual
It's been
live.
super cool.
And that's the goal every time. It's actually my first live interview for this. So
You nailed it, bro.
hey,
Yeah, he's good. Thank you, dude.
of course, thanks so much for Suzi Moon of Suzi Moon. I'm your host, as always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for watching live Super Cool Radio. And remember, stay frosty.